Hey folks, fWhip here, and welcome back to Minecraft Hardcore. Today we're starting out here chilling on our fishing dock where I've been here trying to get a bunch of levels so we can do some more enchanting. I really want to be able to get some silk touch going today so we can start moving some stuff around and actually be able to directly harvest stone because I'm wasting so much time smelting that stuff up. And a cod. Bummer. Alright, well, we're going to throw that right in here, but one thing that I did get, actually two of them, I got 2 saddles. So I was thinking we could get today started off with running around and see if we can't find a horse for ourselves. And honestly, if we can find a donkey, I've got a great idea in mind for that. Just in case, I'm gonna go ahead and bring some leads over with us, so if we find some extra guys, we can bring them back as well. But folks, if you are excited for today's hardcore Minecraft episode, please be sure to click that like button down below, and if you're new, consider clicking that subscribe button if you're enjoying it. I believe over here where we've been harvesting up a bunch of trees along our boardwalk that we built up last time is there should be some horses. I'm hoping. I don't think I've seen any donkeys, but I've always seen horses in the area. Speaking of the devil, there's one right up there. I gotta say, I'm actually a big fan of the brown ones. One of these out here I actually tamed. Is it this guy? No, he's not a friend with us. Maybe we can get him. Do you want to be my best friend? No, it was very quickly no. This could take a while. Take 6? No. Take 7? No, that was instantly off. Okay, come on, buddy, let's do it. Oh, we got him. Oh, we've got a horse. Look at this guy. We've got a horse. And he's pretty slow. That's fine, though. He's okay. Let's go see if we can find that donkey. I would love to grab one of those. This guy is not a jumper at all. He can't even go up 2 blocks. Oh, this is not a good horse. No donkeys yet, but I'm finding a lot more horses, and I actually just found a village right over here, so we might be able to get some good stuff outside of this guy. I'm gonna see if there's anything interesting here. The thing you always have to take, the bell. And another one. The village was pretty lackluster there, so we are back on our quest and making sure we don't fall down any holes, and there's a bunch more horses over here. Any donkeys, though? Looks like no, but these guys are awesome. Look at this guy. I love the little spots on him. Yo, he's so cute. Unfortunately, this one is not much better on the whole jumping front. He's a lot faster, though. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. I think we might use him to run around for a while. I'm sorry, buddy. I need that saddle back. You've been a great companion. Enjoy the swamp. I gotta say, one of my favorite things of the game is that they added baby horses that just naturally spawn in with the herds of them running around. I think it's so cute. But anyways, we are still looking out here for a donkey. I have found so many horses. If I'm gonna keep doing a big loop around that way, if we can't find any by the time we get back to that village, I think we might have to give up the chase today. No luck so far on the donkey, but I did find another witch hut right over there, right above our heads. So if we want to come back for that one, we can later, but I am way lost right now. I think our home is right back over that way. Well, here's the mega taiga for us, so we have to be somewhere close to home. I don't think the donkey's going to be able to happen right now. It's a bummer. I was going to use it as a gift for Joel. It would have been great. Oh well, we'll set up that later. Oh my gosh, what? Wow, where'd you come from? Where'd you come from? Horse, where are you going? Where are you going into the cave? What are you doing, buddy? Terrifying experience aside, we are now back at the village. You can just chill here for a quick second, and you're going to walk right back into the woods, aren't you? Maybe you're not going to chill there for a second. It's a good thing that I brought those leads with me. You stay right there, buddy. But anyways, folks, in the last episode, we came through out here and built up our villager breeder. Thanks for the support and all the comments on this build over here. It's really interesting. It was a new one to try for me, and I'm glad y'all seem to enjoy it so far. We got the 2 villagers in there, and then we've got 7 of them, it looks like, sitting over here ready to go. We'll start messing with these guys in the next episode. I want to give them a time to breed up so we could get a lot of them. Today, however, I want to find a new home for our enchanting setup right here. We got the large fern, which has been glorious in giving us a lot of great enchantments. There's efficiency 3 right there. Speaking of great enchantments, I want silk touch. Unbreaking 3, not quite what I was looking for there. Well, no luck on that enchantment this time, but what we're going to do right now is we're actually going to be tearing down the enchanting setup. We're going to be rebuilding it later in today's episode. I want to build up an enchanting cave for ourselves. First and foremost, though, we've got this guy right here, and he needs something over his head. We can't just leave him sitting out here to do nothing. So right here, I want to build up a little bit of a stable area for him so we can bring this stuff back. And I think finally this tree is going to have to go. I want to make it look like a little bit of a lean-to structure, so we can have these over here, and then this one I think we're going to bring up a little bit further, and the horse can just be hanging out inside of this place. So what we can do with these is we'll figure that out when we get there. Take some spruce slabs for ourselves, and just step it up a half slab going all the way up to that point. And that should give him enough headroom to hang out underneath here and not worry about anything. We don't want to worry about him clipping into the sides or anything like that, and it should be pretty good. We can move these fences back here a bit and make it a little bit more mob-proof and everything as well, and still keep that same little bit of the safety factor as we have, because I've unfortunately run into so many creepers out here, it's quite dangerous. And there we go. That should be pretty sweet for him. He's got a little spot to hang out in here. We've got some food that he can eat. I threw a water trough in that we can quickly fill up with some water right in there. And a final bucket right in here. And that should be good for us to open up both of these. We can get on him and we can run off into the distance. And I'm very, very happy about that. It looks so much better here than that gross enchanting setup, and I think it fits in pretty well. Before we start our next project, I think it's time for me to take this Fortune 3 pick and this one right over here and just combine them together. What? That's going to cost us 12 levels, but that's a really, really strong pickaxe. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that, because that'll be pretty quick to get back up there. So we've got 2 pickaxes with the exact same thing, and that's going to help us a lot for today's project. As I mentioned, I wanted to take some time to redo our enchanting setup. I'm super excited about this one, but the project that I have for this one here in mind is going to be really, really cool. I want to make an enchanting cave. First and foremost, we need a bunch of lava. As I've been working on the projects throughout here, I've realized I want to go with a little bit more of a fantasy approach almost to a lot of the things that we're making. So that's led me to want to do a foggy glass floor, or whatever you want to call it for this area. How we have a bunch of layers of black glass so it'll look like you're just standing in fog, but I want to light them up underneath with lava. I'm really hoping 8 buckets of lava should do that for us here, but we've got a lot of time that I need to actually spend gathering resources and digging things out of the ground so that we can just create an area that we can build this cave in. I'm sorry this thing is so weird going up here. I spent a lot of time off camera killing a lot of squids, as you can see there, almost 3.5 stacks of the stuff, and gathering up a bunch of sand. I'm really hoping that's enough for us here. I've got to smelt all that down into glass, and then it's time for us, my friends, after I get all that done, we're going to be kicking this off into good old-fashioned time-lapse mode and build up an enchanting cavern. To get us started on this one, I figured we needed a few roadways in here so we can actually get a good idea of where things are around this place, and I thought first and foremost we should probably link up the villager breeder to the road network that we do have, and then coming over here I want to clear out a bunch of trees so we could actually build that road going all the way over to the side of the mountain here. I wanted to put this inside a mountain because it's a cave obviously, but I didn't want to be so close to our mining area, so I had to move it all the way up here so they weren't interfering with each other. Coming in this way though, I want to clear out this entire area and use a lot of glass and lava and things to create a really cool foggy effect down here. So digging out the ceiling a bit so that we can hide some chains into it later on, as we are going to be having some floating bookshelves in here. Well, maybe hanging bookshelves with the chains and everything. And this has been a lot of digging. This was about 2 hours of digging without a beacon, and I really, really regret the decision to do that. But coming all the way down here, it's finally done with this digging point, where then I want to come in here and just do a little bit of terraforming and slabbing and making sure that we can have this area be darker and it's not going to spawn mobs. Then lava at the bottom, as we mentioned, and bringing up the black stained glass in here. On this time lapse, I did turn on night vision throughout replay mod, so it looks a little bit better. But coming throughout here, you can see all the bookshelves getting in place, and they're just kind of floating and hanging there. And I want to use a bunch of chains going all the way up to the ceiling, which is going to hold them on there. But let's take a look in-game, where it's a little darker. And there we have it, my friends. The completed new enchanting cavern with the floating bookshelves, pulling out our torches in here. And you can see it's still pretty dark inside this place, but I think it looks awesome. This is a full level 30 enchanting setup in here, which I can show you with this gold helmet right here. I don't have 30 levels on me, but you can see we can get it right there, which is great. But the reason I have the gold helmet on me is because we need a few things to finish the build inside of here. You can see there's a lot of chains hanging from the ceiling that do not have anything on the bottom of them. Well, folks, that's because I want to put soulfire lanterns on the bottom of them, so we need to jump into the Nether. Hopefully be able to find some soul sand and craft some soulfire lanterns. We are wearing the gold helmet so that the piglins don't attack us, and I'm also going to bring a stack of gold ingots with us so we can do a little bit of bartering action as well, which hopefully we can get some fire resist potions, which will help us out a lot for future Nether adventures. This one is going to be a quick in and a quick out, I hope. That's the plan. This is always a very terrifying moment inside of Minecraft as you dive into the Nether for the first time. I have no idea what is going to be on the other side of this portal here, and I'm a little scared here, folks. Most of my tools are very, very broken. I've got enough durability in that thing to be able to gather up a good amount of soul sand. I got a lot of cobble with me so we can make a box around us. And if we want to grab some more lava, I got a bunch of buckets here as well. But no point in waiting any further and stalling. Let's see what's on the other side here. Crouching, and we're in a soul sand valley. That's, ooh, are we in a corner? Oh, we're in a corner. This could be good and bad. Good because we only need this block right here, but let's get some cobblestone out and box ourselves in a little bit better. If we can get some quartz too, that would be fantastic so that I can use that in order to make some observers and things. We can make some cool redstone farms here soon. That would be amazing. Unfortunately, being in the Soul Sand Valley, I don't think we're going to come across any piglins, so we won't be able to do the trading today, but right now we have everything that I really wanted right here in front of us, and we're, as I said, quick in and quick out. This is actually such a safe nether spawn if you think about it. We're in this little cavern basically, and it opens up right over there, which we can see an enchanted gold armored skeleton who just disappeared. But there's a little bit of quartz down here as well, and a little bit in the ceiling that I think would be worthwhile to grab. I almost have a stack of it already. Thankfully, we've got Fortune 3 for days on pretty much all of our pickaxes at this point. So that'll help us a lot. Ooh, that's a big vein. I got myself 2 stacks of nether quartz now. Found a few more veins like right over there. Oh my gosh, I thought that was a skeleton. And now it's time to just get a little bit of the soul sand here. Thankfully, we can make a lot of torches out of these guys, and then we can make a lot of lanterns out of said torches. So that's pretty easy to do. So I think that's pretty much almost a stack right there. I'm gonna finish this one off, and we're headed home for now. Quick in and quickly out. Of course, as soon as I get outside, it is nighttime. I don't know how long it's been night. I can't see the sun at all. But I think we're just going to try and run back home and avoid any mobs that might be around. Maybe we could find a few mobs to kill real fast. I could use the levels. Man, I've gotten so lucky. Just been sprinting all the way back home, and I haven't run into a single mob yet. Knock on wood. Let's see if we can make it all the way into the house safely. They must have all spawned underground somehow. What is the chance of that? That is so lucky. And we're going to be blown up by a creeper in the morning, I'm sure. A lonesome spider. Maybe we get some string. Oh gosh, wow. Hello. Jumping all over the place. Now that we have the Soulfire lanterns, I feel like this cavern is gonna just have that great little glow to it I'm so looking forward to. That right there feels so much more magical. Just with everything hanging down from here, it just feels like an awesome little atmosphere. You'll have to let me know what you think about this one. But I'm super excited to have this as like a really cool enchanting area. I never do anything fun with these, and this was such a cool project to do to get started on that route. Now that we have the enchanted cave dealt with over there, I want to start moving forward with doing a few more functional things in today's episode. First and foremost, I want to get a cactus farm set up here soon, so I figured with the 8 cactus that we do have, it's probably time to actually plant these down and see if we can't get a few more of them to get started. And then I was thinking getting the actual auto sorting system set up for our mine area would be awesome to have for all the different stone types because I've got a lot of them. So what we need to do over here first and foremost, unfortunately, is I need to find my way back out to the ocean. I need to go ahead and find some kelp because these are all just flowing water right in here. So I need to get some kelp that we can fill that entire thing with, and then that'll turn them all into source blocks. Thankfully, earlier in today's episode, we spent a lot of time getting a great horse over here. If you have any name ideas for him, be sure to let me know in the comments below. I've got a name tag, so we can actually give him a legit name in Minecraft instead of something we try and remember and eventually forget. But for now, it's time for myself and this old clippy-cloppy horse over here to find our way to the ocean, which I know is this direction. It's just over a mountain. And there it is. We're finally, oh my gosh, that is a big hole down there. But here it is, folks. We are finally at the ocean. I just need a little bit of kelp. Thankfully, it is everywhere out here, and that's a lot of sand. If I had a real shovel, I'd gather that up too. Stay there, Mr. Horsey. I'll be right back with you. Thankfully, even though it spawns all the way out here, we can grow it inside of any source of water, so we can just put it in our river and we'll be good to go. I'm telling you, it was worth building that windmill. I had no idea where I was and randomly just saw the little point of it on top of the spruce forest, and we are almost home, folks. And there we go, piles of kelp in hand. It's time to return our horsey back to his lovely stables right here. And we can just leave him in there for a little bit. Let's plant, we got a little over a stack. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and plant basically all of this, and then we'll bone meal up what we have down that lower area. I should have plenty of bone meal now. I've thrown about 12 stacks of seeds into this thing now, so hopefully we can get a little bit of a return out of it. And we've got over a stack of bone meal. That should be enough to make this happen today, I hope. Down at the bottom of the mines now, we can create a little bit of a system for ourselves where we can just drop a double chest right over here, have it go straight into a dropper, and then that dropper is going to spit the items out into the pillar, which will then send it all the way up using a soul sand bubble elevator. I'm super excited to be able to get this thing set up here, and there's lava right down there. That's not a great find, but what we can do is soul sand right there, and for now, we'll just do the kelp while we get everything else sorted. Catching a rogue kelp that I accidentally sent way up here and swimming right back on down. This is being very annoying so far. What we need to do here is first and foremost, I need to get a dropper that's going to send the item right in this point, which will then send things upwards. For me, I like to use a certain style of block for my redstone placement, so I know if I'm ever mining around or digging things up, don't break this thing. So what we got in here is the dropper is facing towards the center, lowered it all down by 1, and what we can do off of this is there is some technical mumbo jumbo that I don't understand is we can just do that thingy pointing right into there. It's going to compare off of this, which I think somehow looks at the dropper. I don't know how that stuff works. It's science. I don't understand it. Ooh, we found some iron down here, and that's iron that's gone. But I know it's work, so I'm going to go ahead and trust it on this one right here. Then what we have in this point, we can have our repeater right in there, and we grab some redstone dust. And if we say go ahead off of this point, and we can load in, I don't really care about some cobblestone, we should see that clicking, and then those items are being dispensed out of there into the center. Now with an even uglier floor, if we say load this cobblestone back in here, we should be able to hear that clicking again. And there are the items going right up there all the way to the surface. And now what we got to do is find a way inside of here to bone meal up this kelp, which I think will be easier said than done. Can we get back out, please? Well, it won't take any more bone meal, so I'm going to take that is all the way up at the surface now, and all we got to do is harvest that, and that should be a bubble column. We should see some bubbles, hopefully. Bubbles. 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 We did it. Haha, perfect. Throwing in a stack of our polished granite with it there, we can run up to the top and hopefully meet it up there. Now, currently, it doesn't have anywhere to go, but I'm seeing the items flip and flap throughout there, and they should be appearing somewhere right up here. Yes, there they are. Perfect. That is everything coming up this way. That's a working system. Now, all we got to do is hook it up behind these guys. Super fun. So I'm running into two simple but kind of big issues on this one, folks, and that is the fact that, well, I need packed ice. So we need silk touch to make that happen unless we can find a wandering trader who trades it. And I'm out of iron. I have no more iron to my name. That was it right there. With that being said, I'm going to keep an eye out for some wandering traders. There was one around here recently. I want to see if they're still here. I'm not very hopeful on it, but he might be. It doesn't look like it. But I will tell you what, folks, is that I thought I saw a pillager over here. It must have been a cow tricking me. Anyways, what I would like to focus on next, instead of worrying about all of that stuff and just dealing with the grind, I want to get some more building on here. I've got a great idea in mind for a new build that we can use to really transform this area, make it look super, super cool. So, folks, I don't want to spoil it too much. I think it's going to be awesome to see it develop through the time lapse here. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and kick this off in a good, old-fashioned time lapse mode and get some building on. Moving on to building in this one, I really wanted to start bringing in that magical aspect. I felt like it's something that I could never really include inside the Building with Whip world because it just never made sense. So here I really want to stress having a fantasy magical aspect into this thing with obviously giant white glowing crystal right there. I'm using a soulfire lantern inside of it to give it a little bit of a glow to it and gives that kind of a cool blue heart almost to the crystal. And then coming over here, building up a second one, I also wanted to just detail the area down on the land, adding a bunch of berry bushes, some sugar cane, wheat all over the place, and just doing the thing with all that cool stuff. And finally coming over here and building up one more of our oak trees because I think it gives such a good variety to the color of leaves that looks great. Back over from the house side, you can kind of see the magical crystals poking through here, and I think they look really cool. I love the idea of adding these throughout the forest a bunch more. I want to get a few more tree designs that we can go with that'll kind of mimic these taller guys, but be up there and just look a little bit better instead of just pillars of spruce wood. So we can add a lot more life into this area, but it is looking absolutely fantastic. One thing I want to do here with y'all, just because we can. Goodbye, shovel. Also, yeah, CPK joined the server, so there's a bunch of people on here. I'm the only person without an S, and it's kind of frustrating. But that, my friends, is going to have to do it for today's episode. Next time, we'll come through here and get started working out with these villagers and everything we can do for those guys, because, wow, there are a lot of them in here. Thank you all so very much for watching. Click that like button down below if you did enjoy today's episode. Click that subscribe button if you are brand new. And my friends, I will catch you on the flip side.